Hello, it's Sport the Money. I'm Bimbola Aoyale. Lewis Hamilton wins Emilia Romagna GP as Mercedes win Constructors title. Red Roses win Women's Six Nations Grand Slam. Zlatan to the rescue again. And former captain Asamoah Gyan returns to Ghana club football. More details in a moment. All right, you're listening to Sport the Money. It's our Monday edition, and it's the first one for the month of November. We'll begin with Formula One, where Lewis Hamilton on Sunday moved to the brink of a seventh world title victory in the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. A 1-2 for Mercedes with Valtteri Bottas in second place sealed the record seventh consecutive Constructors Championship in the driver's title chase. Hamilton is 85 points clear of Bottas, who was promoted to second when Red Bull's Max Verstappen suffered a puncture. Hamilton will win the title at the next race as long as Bottas does not outscore him by more than 7 points. And with that, we move to cycling, where Britain's Hugh Carthy claimed his first Grand Tour stage win on stage 12 of the Vuelta a España. The 26-year-old, who rides for EF Pro Cycling, distanced a trio of Alexander Vlasov, Enric Mas, and Richard Carapaz in the final 2 kilometers to win by 16 seconds and move to third overall. Ecuador's Carapaz sits 10 seconds clear of former leader Primož Roglic. Ireland's Dan Martin dropped to fourth. The riders will rest for the second day on Monday before Tuesday's stage 13. The stage is a 33.7 kilometer individual time trial from Muros, which ends with a category 3 ascent of the Mirador do Ezaro. Now in boxing, Alexander Usyk has given his sternest warning yet that he will not wait for Anthony Joshua to fight Tyson Fury before demanding his own shot. Usyk reinforced his status as the mandatory challenger to Joshua's WBO heavyweight title by outpointing Derek Chisora on Saturday night and intends to fight for the belt in 2021. But Usyk might have to wait a while, as Joshua, who is the current holder of the IBF, WBA and WBO belts, must come through his next defense against Kubrat Pulev on the 12th of December. And after that, there's a plan for Joshua to fight Tyson Fury twice next year. So, in women's rugby, it was a bloodbath as England claimed a second successive Women's Six Nations Grand Slam after a bruising 54-0 win over Italy in Parma. The Red Roses were already champions after 4 games, but their intentions to stay unbeaten was clear as Ellie Kildune crossed within 4 minutes. Poppy Cleall, Captain Emily Scarratt, and Abby Ward followed suit for a first half bonus point. 4 more tries after the break capped off for Six Nations, which England dominated throughout. The Red Roses now have a week off before playing 2 tests against France as the countdown to the 2021 World Cup continues. The weekend's other 2 Women's Six Nations matches, which is Wales versus Scotland and France versus Ireland, were postponed because of the coronavirus. Now, Russia's appeal against its 4-year ban from all major sporting events will be heard by the Court of Arbitration for Sports starting Monday. In December 2019, Russia's anti-doping agency was declared non-compliant for manipulating laboratory data handed over to investigators the previous January. The World Anti-Doping Agency had controversially reinstated Russia in 2018 after a 3-year suspension for its vast state-sponsored doping scandal. But WADA's executive committee made the unanimous decision to impose the ban, which bars Russia, and will be hoping they can overturn the ban, which bars them from competing in next year's Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics, as well as the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. The appeal hearing, which is not open to the public, is scheduled to take place at an undisclosed venue in Lausanne, Switzerland, until Thursday. and a decision will be announced at a later date. We'll keep watching that to see what comes of it. Russia have still competed in some sporting events. At the last major sporting events, they went as a contingent of independent athletes, not under the Russian banner. But let's see what will happen at the World Cup. Will they be able to compete as an independent sports? People. The World Cup is attended by countries, so that will not work for the World Cup, I guess. But it worked for the Olympics, but I don't think it won't work for the World Cup. We will see, what the decision will be after they finish deliberating this week. The deliberations will end on Thursday. And now let's move to football with the Women's FA Cup final. Manchester City's women have lifted the trophy for a third time after defeating Everton. Late extra time goals from Georgia Stanway and Janine Becky settled the game in favor of the Sky Blues. United States midfielder Sam Mewis had deservedly nodded City in front from Alex Greenwood's corner shortly before halftime, but France's Valérie Gauvin headed level from Izzy Christensen's second half corner as Everton fought back. The game went into extra time, and then Stanway, who came from the bench, scored off the post after collecting a clever through ball from Jess Park. Becky calmly netted an ever later third. The 50th Women's World Cup final had originally been scheduled for May but was delayed because of the pandemic. The cup resumed at the quarter-final stage in September after the 2020-2021 league season had already commenced. As Sunday's results continue, City, Arsenal and Chelsea's combined 6-season-long dominance of the major domestic trophies in the English women's game. Now, still on football, this one man has come through for AC Milan since returning to the Stadio Giuseppe Meazza. His name is Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and he scored yet another goal, this one in acrobatic style. It was a late winner as AC Milan consolidated top spot in Serie A with victory against Udinese. It's the 39-year-old's seventh goal in just 4 league appearances this season. Zlatan now has 17 goals in 22 Serie A games. In his second spell with Milan, he created the first goal for Frank Kessie, the Ivorian, before Rodrigo De Paul pulled Udinese level from the penalty spot. Milan are now unbeaten in 24 matches since competition resumed in June after the coronavirus lockdown. All right, still moving on and on football. It's been 14 years since Manchester United lost at home to Arsenal. On that day, which was also a Sunday, Emmanuel Adebayor gave the Gunners the winner after Cesc Fabregas dispossessed the young Cristiano Ronaldo and slotted a clever through ball to Adebayor, who toe-poked home. This Sunday, however, it was another African player who gave Arsenal the lead, but this time from the penalty spot. In all, it's United's third defeat of the season, but one man is quite unhappy and voiced his displeasure at United's loss. He's a former United player and captain, and his name is Roy Keane. He thinks Manchester United's players will get the manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sacked following their defeat to Arsenal. He has also concluded that the team is nowhere good enough. Let's know what your thoughts are concerning that. Will the players get Solskjaer sacked? Will Solskjaer be sacked following the poor start to the season? He's lost 3 games already in 6 matches. United still have 1 game at hand. And then, do you think the team is really not good enough? And, everything surrounding Manchester United right now. You can leave your thoughts with us on Twitter. Let's know what you think of what Roy Keane has said about that. And we move to the La Liga, where Barcelona have now not won any of their last 4 La Liga games for the first time in over 2 years. And, how worrying should Ronald Koeman be? They drew against Alaves in their match this over the weekend. But if you move over, their main rivals, Real Madrid, are flying high. Madrid, defeated Huesca 4-1. And they have Eden Hazard scoring again. Hazard has not scored since October 2019. He's now back on the sheet. His move led to a goal once again. So it seems to now be a good addition now to that team who lost him for major parts of last season and still went on to lose to win the league, I beg your pardon. But the contrast is the case with Barcelona now, with some analysts even saying that perhaps Leo Messi should be rested, and because he has played a number of games in the last couple of months, both for club and country, and perhaps he needs a rest, and maybe that's why Barcelona are not doing as well as they should be doing, because Messi has to start being the club captain. And maybe Koeman, doesn't have the courage to bench him, because we know what kind of how huge a personality Messi is in the club, not just in the team. So a whole lot happening there, with Barcelona. You can also drop your thoughts and let us know what you think about all of that happening. So now moving to Africa, where the former captain of the Black Stars has returned to play his club football at home in a move that is hoped will boost the local Ghanaian league. 34-year-old Asamoah Gyan has joined Legon Cities on a one-year renewable deal. Gyan is the top goal scorer in Black Stars history with 51 goals. He was a former BBC African Footballer of the Year, and he turned down offers from Qatar and elsewhere to secure his return to Ghanaian football. He previously played for Liberty Professionals in Ghana before leaving in 2003 to embark on a career that included spells in Italy, France, England, Turkey, China, and the United Arab Emirates. During an illustrious international career, Jan not only scored at several African Cup of Nations, but also became the highest scoring African in World Cup history with 6 goals. And reports coming in, nothing to worry about when the second lockdown occurs in the United Kingdom, because Prime Minister Boris Johnson has given his word over the weekend that matches will continue during the month-long national lockdown, which starts this week. The lockdowns will not affect the English Premier League, he says. And still on happenings in England, prayers and support are being offered to English football legend Sir Bobby Charlton following his diagnosis with dementia. The 83-year-old's wife, Lady Norma, was happy for the Manchester United and England great that his condition was reported by the media. Lady Norma had given the breaking of the news in the Telegraph her blessing, with the announcement coming 2 days after his club and country teammate Nobby Stiles died after his own battle with dementia. Also, strangely, in July, Sir Bobby Charlton's brother Jack also died, being previously diagnosed with dementia. And there is a study about former football players suffering dementia and other related illnesses towards the later stage of their lives and career. And with these last 3 cases, Nobby Stiles, Sir Bobby Charlton's brother Jack, and Sir Bobby Charlton himself, I think, maybe better protection should be given to players. We know about the situation with American football that was discovered by the Nigerian doctor, Kenneth Omalu. We saw the movie played by Will Smith, and how they had to take other precautions to ensure that players are well protected from head injuries. So perhaps FIFA should be looking into all of those situations as well. Maybe something should be done, to properly protect our players so that, the later stages of their lives, they wouldn't be, needing or having, cases related to dementia. So that's our show for this morning. The conversation continues on Twitter. All the questions that we've asked, we hope you can lend some answers to. Going forward in the show, on a weekly basis, we will be giving out some gifts. It could be cash, it could be sports paraphernalia, but just keep watching and keep following on Twitter. And when we start, we will let you know what the situation is. So until our next episode, I'm Bimbola Awoyale. Keep winning.